Hello, I'm Gürsimsek. I'm a PhD student at Roskilde University's Virtual Worlds Research Team, and this is my avatar, Mandal Vladovic in Second Life. In a nutshell, my research is about collaborative design of virtual places and artifacts in Second Life, and how creative individuals come together in different contexts, how they create ideas, how they develop and build their concepts, and communicate through designing these virtual places and artifacts. As a designer, first I was struck by the possibilities of collaboration, design, and innovation in Second Life, but more specifically, I was particularly interested in meaning making and how people find and produce meaning out of these resources that they have, and how they communicate these meanings through design. I worked with professional designers, experienced content generators, but also inexperienced first-time users such as our students. And throughout these case studies, my aim was to analyze how people make sense of their experiences and how they make sense of the affordances and limitations of the platform for collaborative design. One significant point that emerged from the findings of my research is about the convergence of different media platforms and the ways in which co-designers are using these platforms in order to collaborate. This can take place in terms of the affordances of the platforms and for content creation, but also about the social context of collaboration and the needs of the co-designer. Designs in virtual worlds, they reflect their co-designers' rhetorical intentions. By that I mean their messages, their communicative purposes, and whatever it is that they're trying to tell with their designs. And of course, the designs also reflect the way in which the designers make sense of the virtual world and its affordances to create things. To finalize, people collaborate in order to mobilize and utilize these resources more efficiently, but while they collaborate, they also learn from each other and develop new methods, new understandings, and new types of content. In that sense, I'm interested in the social actors and the real and the virtual places of collaboration and the practices which unfold within this social context of design. With my research in Second Life, I intend to contribute to a number of fields and communities, including the research communities, but also practitioner communities, such as platform developers, content developers, and designers. In terms of the research community, I introduced a social semiotic approach in order to provide a design-based and design-oriented way of looking into the meaning-making processes and co-design processes. I include the context and practices of collaborative design in combination with the outcomes of the design processes to make an in-depth understanding of how co-designers make sense of the platform and their experiences. The multimodal perspective brings forth the ideas and the concepts about not only the use of language, but also images, sounds, 3D objects, places, and everything that is used as a communicative resource in terms of design processes. I use design theory and the contextual data from the design processes to create an interdisciplinary understanding of virtual world research, and this is how I also intend to contribute to the research field. By emphasizing the co-production practices, I'm also bringing forth the role of the semiotic processes and the meaning-making practices in utilizing the user's creative power and their collaborative creativity. For designers and content developers, Second Life and the other virtual worlds present new affordances, such as the avatars, co-presence, and the fact that they're sharing a virtual space in real time to build together. And I think this has many promising possibilities for designers to be utilized. It is also possible to notice that the perceived limitations of a platform would often drive users to experiment and test with these limitations and come up with very creative collaborative solutions, design ideas, and concepts. In terms of future development, I would like to comment on 3 issues. The first one is new technologies, the second one is the new social context, and the third one is the new methods of understanding these technologies and contexts that are arising with the technology. In terms of new technologies, we are witnessing an abundance of emergent new tools, resources, and methods for creating content together. We have the virtual reality technologies, the immersive virtual environments, mobile augmented reality technologies, mixed reality projects, and of course the Web 3D idea, which opens up these platforms to many users and introduces many other tools for them to use in order to collaboratively create these places. The emergence of these new technologies are, of course, introducing new social contexts and new methods in which users are practicing their creative collaborations. We have collaborative projects online, we have online communities of open innovation and participatory design. We have museums and libraries which are changing with the effects of these technologies. We have historical and cultural sites, public spaces, and experiences of people in these spaces which are changing with the new technologies. Learning spaces and the ways of active engagement of learners with the subjects and objects of learning is also a new field in which we can experiment with these new technologies. Finally, I believe we also need new methods and new understandings in terms of research and analysis of these new social paradigms. As we know, we are developing methods to study user-driven innovation, participatory design, open innovation, and communities which are practicing these types. But we also need an interdisciplinary framework to understand the communication activities, the design activities, and all sorts of social practices which are unfolding in these social contexts. And of course, as the communication research field, we also need critical studies and critical perspectives to understand the consequences.